Well, good Friday evening to you. How are you, everyone? It is good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. I, of course, am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver. That ain't right. That ain't right. You guys know who I am, but that is wrong. That is a leftover from last night. But anyway, let me at least get some banners going. Goodness gracious. How terrible. How terrible. But I hope you're all doing very well out there in internet land. I'm doing pretty all right, truth be told. I'm having a fine old time. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing just spectacular and just riding right along. Greetings, Jimmy Invictus. Thank you, Tunka Todd, for the shout out. I appreciate that very much. Alive and dry, and I woke up this morning and nothing but blue skies, high 60s, just faintest breath of a breeze. It was wonderful. I honestly think that we are in some kind of weird island, like an open world game that, it seems like it's this huge map, but it's only like 5 square miles or something like that. That's kind of what things are like. Greetings, Jack Photon. How are you? But you go outside this and you start to see, yes, there's stuff that's down and so on and etc. Like, I'm going to run into an invisible barrier. No, I'm not going to tell you about a double rainbow. I did not see a double rainbow. But anyway, no, things are just fine here. Keeping the Moathouse dry. That is correct. Shaken but not stirred, kind of dry. But anyway, so I'm doing just fine, though. I'm doing as best I can under the circumstances. Woke up and ate the rest of it. No, we have power. I actually, this afternoon, I went to the supermarket. The only thing they were out of was bread and milk. Guess what I wanted? So I went to the other public supermarket and I got bread and milk there. So things seem to be okay. Jimmy Invictus, hunker down, brother. This storm is not screwing around. Zardoz force bubble machine. Yeah. Am I to assume that you're somewhere up in Carolina, Virginia area? Yeah, I know. Storm coming, bread and milk, gone. And canned ravioli. I tell you what, back in 2004, between the breaks, you could not buy Chef Boyardee canned ravioli. You couldn't. It was gone. All of it was gone. But anyway. So, I mean, it's over. This time, not this time yesterday. This time yesterday was pretty calm. But midday-ish yesterday, morning-ish yesterday, insofar as I remember, because understand, I was asleep from 8 o'clock yesterday morning until about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, because I was awake the previous days from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. I did a full storm watch where I cooked and cleaned and did everything else because I had hurricane insomnia. So during that time period, that I was asleep. I presume it was kind of windy. And then when I got out at around about midday, well, no, it's about 2:00, walked the dog. It was calm. It was fairly calm. And then by this time, just the faintest breezes, the occasional whoosh gust, but no, it was fine. But anyway, that's enough about that. That is enough about that. So anyway, I need to fix that and turn that on. There we go. There I am. But that's all I'm going to talk about. That's all I'm going to talk about with regard to the hurricane. It's in our past, and I pray for the people that are in its future. Although it's kind of more or less made landfall. So let us move on. I want to give props though. I want to give a special channel shout out. There's a buddy of mine. He's on Facebook, and I forgot to send myself the link. Hang on just a second, because I gotta grab this, and I gotta tell you guys his YouTube channel, because I want you to go, and I want you to subscribe. Hold on. Thank you for your patience. Go subscribe to Retro Spectator. He's got some science fiction-y stuff. Look for Retro Spectator on YouTube. He has a channel that he wants to grow. Onward to Hommlet and Gamble World. Absolutely. Absolutely, Alexander, and welcome. And by the way, I did post a funny one today in the Discord. If you didn't see it, yes, we have a Discord. But I looked today, and we had, at the time of my looking, and probably still now, 1,337. We have elite number of subs. But if you want to break it and make it leap, you can certainly do that. Click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. Give this and all videos a thumbs up if you like them. Give the ones you don't like a thumbs down. Either way, leave a comment underneath it and just tell me what you liked or tell me what you didn't like. So anyway, Dungeon Minister in the house. Speaking of great YouTube channels. Yes, indeed. So what were we talking about last time? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. We were talking about the pillage of omelets, the great D&D module about the theft of cheese, mushrooms, eggs, green bell peppers, and a little bit of sausage. No, the village of Hommlet. That's right. I get the two confused. But let us continue on with our exploration of the Moathouse. So last time we dealt with a giant snake. That's what she said. And this time, we're going to see what lies in the next room, presuming we survived. We might not have even made it past the giant frogs outside. Who knows? There we are, back at the module. So the storeroom and stairway to dungeon. Some rustling and squeaking will betray the presence of a hungry horde of 13 giant rats. Armor class 7, hit dice 1/2. You know what giant rats do, guys. These rodents lair on the shelves along the walls, and some lurk around the staircase. They are hungry and will attack without fear. Although they have no treasure, the upper shelf of the storage area has an overlooked jug of oil, equivalent of 10 flasks, and on the 5th stair down is a gold ring with 40 gold pieces. But unless the party is searching the area, there's only a 5% chance per person using the stairs that it will be seen. Check for each. Let me tell you guys what. My wedding ring, which you can't see on the big camera, my wedding ring, I have set this thing down on this table, on that table, to go outside, don rubber gloves, and work in resin minis. Walked right back in here and looked straight at where it is and completely missed it. So that 5%, that's pretty generous. If it was on the floor, I would have never found it. Empty trophy room, 14 empty trophy room. Hey, Tonka Todd, that must be the room where Arkansas keeps their national championship trophies. Little college football joke. Only a few mangy pelts, stuffed heads, and shattered antlers indicate the former status of the chamber. All worthwhile items are looted. It is possible to spend considerable time searching the litter here, but nothing of value will be found. Yeah, shots fired. Yeah, 5% is too high. I would have simply said, not to second guess Gary, I would have simply said it won't be found unless the characters are looking for it. I wouldn't have even given it a die roll. Let's see. Empty room. Just an empty room. Remember, Gary said in his dungeon design section of the Dungeon Master's Guide, about 30% of your rooms in a dungeon will just be empty. But empty room. The place was the domicile of the major domo of the castle, but it is stripped of everything save broken and ruined furnishings now. One wall crescent remains near the outer wall, and its torch stub is actually a silver baton worth 30 gold pieces in its present condition. Interesting choice of words by Gary there. In its present condition. If a party cleans it up, will they get more? It's a good question. Deserted kitchen. That's where the dessert is made. The remains of moldering foodstuffs and kitchen work tables are visible. A wooden cask near the fireplace on the north wall looks inviting, but if anyone approaches it, he or she will be attacked by a giant tick. This horror came in through the chimney. It has no treasure. Partially collapsed chamber. Now, this is an interesting. The Rock Grub Men's Choir practice room. Indeed. Partially collapsed chamber. Remains of cots and plain wooden chests indicate that this was once a barracks room for some of the castle guards, undoubtedly of the human sort. If the overhead rubble is forcefully moved, there's a 50% chance per round that it will fall further, causing 1 to 6 hit points of damage to each character in the place. Check each round that anyone shoves or levers it. Near the south end of the room is an intact chest and a monster as well, a giant lizard. Inside the creature, not inside the chest. Okay? Inside the creature is a +1 shield. The intact chest holds 33 copper, a scale mail tunic, a light crossbow, and a case of 24 crossbow bolts. So if your party takes down the giant lizard, and if they think to cut it open, they'll get a +1 shield. And imagine casting Detect Magic on that room. And now we get to the cool part, the dungeon level. Oh, yes. But, I think we should look at the map real quick before we jump down there. Let's look at the map. And the area we've been talking about thus far is encompassed thusly. We've already explored all of thisly, and now we're over here, thusly. And, of course, we've talked about thatly. And the frog pond, ribbit, ribbit. So let us move on. Encounter key to the dungeon level. Random dungeon encounters. They occur 1 in 6. Check each turn. Now consider this for a second. You've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd level characters maybe traipsing into this dungeon. Look at these. Ogre. He's just a small one with 13 hit points. 3 to 12 giant rats. Personally, look, it's my experience as a dungeon master and fellow DMs. Let me tell you, if you're working up, whether you're following my videos as guidance or whether you're just kind of going by the seat of your pants, playing it by ear, using the strict rules of the book, let me tell you something. Yeah, you check wandering monsters each turn, every 10 minutes, Alexander. I check after battles, too, to see if something came looking for what was making all that racket. 3 to 12 giant rats is a bigger threat than a single ogre. Because you're going to average 6 rats. That's 6 attacks around to the ogre's 1. They're going to average 1.5 hits. Or 1.5 hits of damage. So if all of them hit, that's 9 points of damage that the rats are putting out. A mini ogre, not to be confused with an ogre mini, which I have several over here. We continue. Thumping, lizard above, out hunting or passing critter. 2 to 8 zombies. 1 to 2 bugbears. Moaning, wind blowing through some cracks and crevasses. Distant rattling, could be anything. 2 to 5 gnolls, a patrol, see below. Note that all monsters encountered are in addition to those indicated on the key hereafter. So there isn't that, we killed a bunch of them, so there's going to be less of them in the room. Yeah, no, these are... All right. References given to encounter areas only to aid handling of the type. Encounter area 1, green slime. Contact with exposed flesh turns victim to green slime in 1 to 4 rounds. These 2 nauseous blobs of matter have been carefully placed and fed in a position over the central arch of the stairway. Any person coming down the stairs and stepping off into the dungeon floor is 75% likely to cause one of the 2 slimes to dislodge and fall squarely upon the victim. And I got a question for you guys about this. I want to ask you something, because we've talked about this before, particularly with the green slime in White Plume Mountain, but I'm interested in hearing more from you guys about this. So anyone taking a cautious approach, either looking up or moving along the walls, will avoid this, but then anyone passing through the northern portion of the 10-foot square will run the same risk of being attacked. There is no treasure. A few torn sacks, broken barrels, and shattered weapons racks show that this area was once a storage place and armory for the fortress. There are great heaps of worthless rubble and broken containers and furniture at the western end of the room, all obviously junk, but hiding the 2 doors to 2 and 3. Now, if you get slime on you, does it hurt? Do you immediately know to react against it? What do you guys think? Players, DMs, what do you guys think? Because it seems to me, as often as green slime is hidden, it can be dealt with fairly quickly. The party's not going to stand back and say, no. Let's wait 5 or 6 rounds and see what happens to him. I think, personal opinion, you get a green slime on you, it hurts. It hurts. You are basically being turned into underground mold fast. I would imagine that your nerve endings are on fire, unless you want to be like really sinister and body horrorish and say that, like, you know, like a gelatinous cube, it's got some numbing agent so you don't notice it. But I would tend to think that it's hurting while it's doing its thing. So, number 2, locked door. Obviously, the lock is new and well oiled. The door will have to be chopped, smashed down by an axe and slash or hammer, taking 50 points to splinter and open. Inside are 30 shields, 12 suits of leather armor, and barrels of salted meat, behind which are 2 5-gallon kegs of brandy worth 80 gold pieces. Guys, if your party's gotten this far, this is kind of bait, not to draw the party in further, but honestly, this is a big find. Shields and suits of armor, I mean, even if you sell them back to was it Rannis and Grimag in Hommlet, and they give you less money, but 2 kegs of brandy, I bet Osler Gundagoot would buy that. Salted pork, yeah. And then we have a second locked door, which is the same as number 2. But behind this portal are 50 spears, 10 glaives, 6 geese arms, 3 battle axes, 70 black capes with a yellow eye of fire sewed on them. Hold up. More containers of provisions, and 2 crates holding 120 arrows and 200 crossbow bolts. If a low-level party gets into this stuff, depending on how the DM wants to play it, they may have cracked a major portion of what's going on here. Luther wants to choose door number 3, so let's see what's going on. But first, we have a corridor lined with cells. Anyone entering this area will be attacked by the monsters or lurking in pairs in these cubicles. They are zombies. They will come shuffling forth immediately upon the entry of any character, so the engagement will be with but a pair initially, another pair coming into combat on each successive melee round. They will try to drive the intruders into Area 5. Although there is no treasure with these monsters, a 500 gold piece gem was long ago hidden behind a loose stone in the last cell, and if the party searches for it, they're 50% likely per searcher per round that the loose piece in the wall will be detected. Torture chamber. You will be subjected to torture. Another great piece of art by Trampy. At first glance, this place will seem long abandoned, for dust, dirt, and cobwebs abound. A careful perusal will show that several of the skeletons in the place are recently dead, And some of the instruments and mechanisms have been used very recently indeed. Some drops of blood can be noticed trailing south if minute care is taken in inspecting the floor. Without such a lead, it is 90% unlikely that the secret door in the pillar will be discovered. Check only once for each individual looking, but roll dice as if normal checks were being made. Way to screw with the players a little bit, Gary. If the blood trail from a sloppy ghoul is noticed, the chances of locating the secret door mechanism are normal. In this case, 1 in 6 for non-elven characters, 2 in 6 for elven. Inside the column is a shaft, shut your mouth, some 30 feet deep with iron rungs set into the stonework for descent. They are obviously used. And some giant rat artwork from Trampy. And let's go back over and look in the dungeon at what we've been missing. Now I got to rotate this. There we go. So we have initially entered the dungeon here. We've come down these stairs. Here are the piles of furniture blocking the 2 armory rooms. And over here is where we can potentially run into the zombies. So we've kind of got a handle on what's going on with the map, right? Here is the pillar with a secret door that comes all the way over here. And what's over there? Well, you'll just have to see when we get there. Let us continue. Dig nibbit. It's this mouse, I swear. All right. Littered storeroom. The mess of filth and broken junk is completely unremarkable. If the party is cautious, however, they will be 50% likely to note grease on the door hinges if they examine the door once it is opened. Note that it opens on a 1 in 4 for average strength person, and it makes no noise when doing. Your smart players will note that. Ogre. That's right, a 170-ton, 90-meter long, nuclear-powered, artificially intelligent main battle tank is in this room. Roll for initiative. This creature has been lured into service by the promise of gods and fresh meat. Plenty of it being human flesh, of course. He has been instructed to guard the room against any creatures who do not wear the symbol of the new master, the yellow eye of fire. And or know the proper secret sign, crossed arms before the face. Any party entering will not be instantly attacked, but if they do not make the secret sign, even if properly dressed, Lubash, the ogre, will attack. He will devour any killed at the first opportunity and toss wounded and prisoners into room number 8. He will pursue a fleeing party, but only as far as the stairs up. Lubash has a heap of old clothing and skins for a bed and a large wooden chest with his treasures, worthless glass beads, brass candlesticks, and other trash. 823 copper, 46 silver, and 3 gold. However, Gary Gygax has always got a big butt. By some trick of fate, a small-sized elven cloak is intermixed with the old carpeting and rags of his nest. Heavily barred, oak door. This is Lubash's pantry. The grisly larder currently contains a pair of humans who have undergone only mild torture and a badly beaten gnome whom Lubash intended to dine upon soon. A mere snack and tough, but a nice change nonetheless. The humans will admit to being merchants, and both will promise large rewards for their release, vowing to send the monies to Hommlet as soon as they return to divers. 4 weeks after their release, a passing caravan will deliver 100 silver per merchant to the rescuers. The gnome was caught spying by some gnolls, and he too will ask to be freed, giving a plain iron ring to whomever first so agrees. The ring is recognized 70% of the time by gnomes within 100 miles of the areas as a sign that the bearer is an ally, making it 25% more probable that they will be friendly and helpful. Trap and trap release areas. The party will not notice that a huge iron grate falls from above the ceiling at this point, for the underside is even with the tunnel and painted a grayish brown to blend with the stone. The secret door leads to a winch which hauls the grate back up. The trap is triggered at location 11 below. Six bugbears. These creatures have been recruited by the new master, see 18 below, and each has 12 gold pieces. The leader, 17 hit points. Odd name for a fellow, but whatever. Has a silver necklace set with 5 chrysoprase gems, worth 450 gold, which he wears as a bracelet. Just in case you were curious how big a bugbear was. They're like skinny ogres. If any lights are shown in the chamber to the south, these creatures will pad down to investigate. They surprise opponents 50% of the time and will attack. They know only that the master is quartered somewhere to the south. The master is quartered to the south. He would not approve of lights. False door. When this door is pulled open, a bare stone wall is revealed behind. At the same time, a distant clangor will sound. The grate falling. Well, that's just great. Sorry, I really had to strain to make that joke. Nine gnolls. Originally, there were 14. But activities to the east and south have taken their toll. Each gnoll has 3 to 18 silver and a like number of coppers as well. The leader has a 10 gold piece gem and 11 gold pieces. These monsters are not pleased with their loot, nor with the greater status accorded the bugbears newly joined. They will fight fiercely even to death, but if a parley offer is made, they will be 75% inclined to stop and listen. And if they are offered 6 or more gold pieces each, with 3 or more times that amount for the leader, they will desert. If double the above is initially offered and paid, they will lead the party to the north passage going to where Master is. And even tell the party, what will they tell them? And even tell the party that there are human guards. The gnolls will then proceed to the east, to the exit, and never come back. Remember that the conversation with these creatures must be in gnoll, bugbear, or ogre speech. Now, one of the most fun encounters in the dungeon. For me, historically, because the party brought this thing back to the village of Hommlet, and they were blessed with crayfish meat for a long time. 13. Giant crayfish in pool. When the dungeons were dug, a natural pool of water was found, and as it was considerably below floor level, the area was dug lower and the entrance to the pool enlarged. Evidently, some connection to an underground stream exists. For some time ago, this monster took the pool as its own, and it now disputes with any creatures entering, hoping to make a meal in the bargain. It is held at bay by the men-at-arms from Area 16 below, by polearms and prodding. All others take their chances. The monster has been fairly successful, and there are bones and litter around and in the pool, although the central section is very deep. If badly wounded, the crayfish retreats into the deep water of the pool and does not return for at least a day. There are 19 gold, 30 silver, and 17 copper, and a sword near the back southwest pool edge. In the water on a ledge is a platinum pin with a ruby, 2,000 gold pieces, and a bone tube. Oh, piffle. The pin is under a human skull and a tube under some bones. Unless searchers use their hands, there's a 50% chance that either or both treasures will slip off of the ledge and be lost below. The tube is watertight and contains a magic user scroll of push, stinking cloud, and fly. Burial crypts. The builders planned for a long tenancy. Although expectations were not met, most of the niches are empty, although a few contain splintered coffins, wrappings, and gnawed and split bones, a sure sign that not all is quite well. Squatting in the south end of the room are 4 ghouls. Any human or demi-human creature struck must save versus paralysis, or become immobile for 3 to 12 turns. Now, this is important, because I don't believe, I could be wrong, I may be thinking of Carrion Crawler, but I don't believe in the monster manual that ghoul paralysis, the length of time, is listed. If it is, and I am thinking of Carrion Crawlers, somebody please correct me. No, that if I had said it was a boning tube, then you could call me out. These creatures get corpses to eat from the master, sometimes even prey not dead so that these horrible creatures can have some sport before dining. They will attack immediately upon seeing a party. The back of the crypt is broken out, and there is an earth tunnel, foul and damp and only about 5 feet high. It leads to a noisome den, A, where a heap of bones and skulls is made where the ghouls nest. In this mess, the following treasure: 800 silver, 7 vials of holy water, which doesn't make any sense. It's like defending your house with open buckets of nitric acid. Why would you do that? Why? A potion of undead control and a scroll of protection from undead. A trail of gold pieces, 1 to 4 per 10 feet of tunnel, begins at area B. This is pretty sinister. A warren of small 3-foot diameter and smaller burrows starts here. Mapping is not possible. After about 30 feet, the gold can no longer be found, and if the party continues past the portion shown on the map, simply allow them to proceed for another 100 or so feet, and then tell them they are hopelessly lost. The passage here begins to slant gradually upwards, and a slight breeze can be felt after 100 feet beyond the edge of the map. At 400 feet beyond the edge, the tunnel exits in a narrow opening amidst rocks and thick briars and brambles. And then we have 6 guardsmen and a sergeant. They are the fearless guards of the new master. When attacked, they send up low hooting sounds while engaging opponents. This brings the balance of their fellows, as well as reinforcements from 17, 3 rounds to ready, 1 round to reach chamber 16, and another to get 10 to 60 into the south passageway. If they are being defeated, guardsmen will begin howling, and the balance of the guards from 17 and the master as well will then proceed to the fray, 3 rounds to reach 16, etc. Each guardsman has 1 to 4 platinum, 2 to 5 gold, and 2 to 8 silver. The sergeant wears a gold neck chain of office worth 50 gold pieces, and he has double the amount of each coin indicated above in his purse. Let's take a look at the map. So that was, whoops. We're talking about these areas now. And there's our tunnel out. There's the false door that triggers the portcullis. Here's our ghouls, and here's getting nice and lost. Look at all that spaghetti for the party to get lost in. And we're coming up. Let's just go back. Guardsman and Sergeant. Guards barracks chamber. Quartered here are 12 guards and 2 sergeants, exactly as above, just double the numbers for each. Half of these men are armed with spears instead of crossbows, and these 6 and their sergeant will come to reinforce watchers at 16 if fighting occurs. With them is the master's lieutenant, a 4th level fighter, strength 15, intelligence 12, wisdom 10, dexterity 15, constitution 17, charisma 7, 31 hit points. This guy is way worse than the ogre. Armor class 1, plate and shield, +1 for dexterity. Attacked by 1 weapon. He has a sword, hand axe, and dagger. He stays near his liege lord always and will accompany him wherever he goes. Beside a few coins, the lieutenant has 2,900 gold piece gems in his purse. He has a chain of 500 gold piece, His chain has a 500 gold piece topaz and is worth 1,000. In the 20 by 40 room below are supplies for the guards: salted meat, wheat wine in a barrel, water, hard biscuits, dried fruit, etc. There are also mounds of fresh rushes and grass for bedding and the 2 horses, light war horses, stabled at the end of the place. Saddles, tack, and a lance are nearby. Chamber of the new master, Lareth the Beautiful. Fifth level cleric, strength 18, intelligence 9, wisdom 18, dexterity 17, constitution 16, charisma 18, hit points 44, armor class -1, +1 plate with +3 for dexterity, move 12 inches, staff of striking with 20 charges, and a mace. Lareth the Beautiful is the dark hope of chaotic evil, young, handsome, well-endowed. Well endowed in abilities and aptitudes, thoroughly wicked, depraved, and capricious. Whomever harms Lareth had better not brag of it in the presence of one who will inform the demoness Loth. Let's stop there for a second. The demoness Loth. I know you guys have read Temple of Elemental Evil. This is an outpost of the new powers in the temple. Loth is not mentioned as being present or worshipped by the creatures of the Temple of Elemental Evil. What gives? Personally, I think whatever T2 was supposed to have been, it was a damn sight better than what we got. He has been sent into this area to rebuild a force of men and humanoid fighters to gather loot and restore the Temple of Elemental Evil to its former glory. Of course, Lareth is but one of many so charged. But he is looked upon with special favor and expectation. He and his minions have been careful to raid far from this area, never nearer than 3 or 4 leagues, traveling on foot or being carried in wagons of the traders from Hommlet. None of the victims are ever left alive to tell the tale, and mysterious disappearances are all that can be remarked upon, for no trace of men, mounts, goods, wagons, or draft animals is ever found. Evil to the core, Lareth is cunning, and if the situation appears in doubt, he will use bribery and honeyed words to sway the balance to his favor. He is not at all averse to gaining new recruits of any sort and will gladly accept adventurers into the ranks, but he will test and try them continually. Those who arouse suspicion will be quietly murdered in their sleep. Those with too much promise will likewise be dealt with, for Lareth wants no potential usurpers or threats to his domination. His room is lavishly furnished with thick rugs, wall hangings, soft chairs and couch, cushions, wines and liqueurs, dishes of sweetmeats. A brazier continuously burns to warm the place and send a fragrant incense into the air. While he carries but 9 platinum and 1,000 gold piece gem with him, Lareth has in plain sight silver serving pieces, and goblets worth 4,000 gold pieces, and an alabaster box full of unguent whose total value is 800 gold pieces. These and a string of matched fire opals, 10,000 gold piece value in 10 stones, plus gold settings with diamond chips and gold for chain for a total worth of 15,000 gold. He will offer as ransom for his life. Bound around Lareth's left arm is a phylactery of action, a clerical magical item which makes the wearer impervious to paralyzation of any sort, including a hold spell of any kind. Lareth's spells are Command, Cure Light Wounds, Protection from Good, Sanctuary. Second level is Hold Person, a couple of those. No Alignment, Resist Fire, Silence, 15-foot radius. Third, Cause Blindness, Continual Darkness. Now, the conclusion of Village of Hommlet, I think if a party that is low level enough to hack their way through to Lareth and defeat him is to be commended. I am not in love with the ending of this module. I am not in love with the ending of this module. It seems to me a bit like a middle finger from Gary, all kidding aside. And the note is, if Lareth is slain, there will be inquiries in Hommlet. Cautious and discreet inquiries. But the servants of evil there will make every attempt to find out what happened, and if any of the possessions of the cleric turn up, the slayers will be known, and an assassin of 10th level who can speak the alignment language of the major character of the group will come to the village within 3 weeks and proceed to attempt to eliminate the offenders. As DM, you must handle this as you see fit. The cleric Turgon and the druid of the grove will certainly aid the persons so attacked. If the assassin is killed, nothing further will be attempted. Remember, this is for 1st through 3rd level characters. If they manage to carry off the destruction of Lareth, I would think that the powers that be elsewhere, be they at the temple or from further distances, would be reluctant to send a high-powered Black Ops guy in after them. I think that's kind of a dick move. I'm not crazy about that. So, layout and editing was by Timothy Jones, editorial assistants Mike Carr and Al Hemick, arts and map Dave Trampier and Dave Sutherland. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our deep dive into Village of Hommlet. I think that's probably one of the quickest deep dives we've ever done on a module, just because we ran straight through it. So many doors this module opens up. So many doors. So many opportunities to adventure. I mean, we saw in the opening descriptive for this module enough information to build a small world. Even if like you love Greyhawk, but you want to build Greyhawk yourself from scratch. There's enough information there for you to do it, or at least start it. And it breaks my heart in a way, this module promised so much in terms of what T2 and T3 could have been. Or perhaps I should say WG2 and WG3, what they could have been. And to my opinion, T1 to 4 super module does not live up to the promise of this module. It doesn't. Now, one day I'd like to have Paul back on the show, and he and I have a good old-fashioned hair pulling, finger poking in the eyes, slapping each other in the face, Donnybrook over T1 to 4 versus WG2, WG3. And as much information as he can impart. If he's going to shatter some illusions that I have about what those modules might have been, then so be it. So be it. But, and this is important, I, as a dungeon master, am not as satisfied with what followed this module in terms of rounding out the Temple of Elemental Evil. Well, Luther, I mean, you say it's vanilla. I say that it is adaptable. I say that it is something you can build on. It is a key construction point, and just in my opinion, my 2 cents, if you will. So, yeah, Donnybrook. A big fight. Yeah, that is Temple of Elemental Evil. Now, what we'll deep dive on next week, I'm not 100% sure. But next week, we will have a new deep dive. Now, I'm kind of doing things bass-ackwards. But I do just want to mention this quickly. Next Monday, the beholders will be shipped out to those who purchased them. At that time, and only at that time and thereafter, if it doesn't happen immediately, I will accept orders for the Great Devil Face. And let me show you guys what that's all about. I will 3D print the Great Devil Face wall tile from the Tomb of Horrors and paint it. These will be painted. And they will be $25 a piece. So if you want one as a showpiece or to use in your own dungeons or just a cool thing to have in general, at that time, I will make them available. I will take orders. I will make 10 of them. Not 9, not 11, but 10. Make a table of the modules I haven't covered yet, but have on hand and roll percentile dice. Well, that could be fun. I could do it like that. So Monday they'll ship out. So, yes, Mark, Beholder. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I have my test one right here, which I will show off. This isn't anyone's, so this was my first 3D print offer. Wrong button. This is my first test print offer. It is a Beholder from the 1E Monster Manual. And therefore, it is the only one that looks proper. Yeah, that is me in the morning before I comb my hair. So those will the Tomb of Horrors wall will be on offer until I get 10 orders, and then that closes. I print them, paint them, and send them out. There will be something after that. Classic Owl Bears will be after that. That'll be a little bit more because that's two figures you get. That is 2 figures that you will get. You will get the classic Chinasaur Owl Bear, and just as someone made a 3D representation of the Monster Manual Owl Bear, someone made a 3D representation of the Supplement 1 Greyhawk Owl Bear, and at the appropriate time, I will show you what those look like. However, I would like to take a moment before we get going on Gamma World, because my green room is filling up. My green room is filling up. Folks eager to get going on the last Gamma World. What do I mean by I don't mean the last Gamma World. Gamma World will go on hiatus for October because starting next Friday, we're taking a turn into the realms of sublime cosmic horror. Starting next Friday, for the entire month of October, our live stream Let's Plays on Friday, we will occupy the domain of one Howard Phillips Lovecraft and his writings centered on and around and about the eldritch abominations from his Cthulhu mythos. That is every Friday night at 9:30. All right, so let me take a moment, though, because we have some folks who help keep the lights on around here, literally and figuratively. You can support us on Patreon for now. You can support us on Subscribestar for now. You can also buy me a coffee, or you can tip me one time on PayPal. I've got a little PayPal thing down there. And there are some folks who've deigned to do that, and I thank them. Again, you guys literally keep the lights on around here, among other great deeds. So let me say thank you to them, because I would be remiss if I did not. And say thank you to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Rob, Jeremy Rule, Bo Ganora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, the fantasy author, Pete Sullivan, the DM's Council, and recent inductee into the Crawl of Fame, Baron Von Headbanger. I salute you. So thank you, everyone, for helping keeping things running around here. Chris, the 3D printed beholder is a gas spore, but you couldn't tell from this distance. A few companies did Eldritch Abominations. I remember one of my first trips to a game store proper was with my sister's boyfriend at the time, Mark Winter, and he bought a Yithian. He bought a Yithian miniature. And what was interesting about it is whatever company the store was buying from, like, they didn't come in packages. It was literally just sitting on a wooden shelf on the wall, and they put it in a padded box for him when he paid for it. Okay, so that about does that for tonight. Let's play some Gamma World. And welcome so many of our contestants. Mobius, Doomsword Deathmaster.
What's up?
James, and of course, Tonka Todd as Bogo Jorts. Good evening, gentlemen.
Howdy.
Good evening, it is.
More nukes,
Okay.
less kooks.
More nukes, less kooks. I love it. Okay. So last week, the party had discovered a ruined building. Its sides, where windows might have been in times past, were covered with sheet metal all the way up. And the party has entered and has explored and found the crumbling remains of strange machines. That is, until you reach the top floor. The light here that emanates from panels in the ceilings is almost blindingly bright. The air is even and cool. You're standing in a, say, about a 10 meter wide by 12 meter long chamber. There are 2 doors on either side and a door in the far end. And you see folk dressed in very simple, plain, pale clothes just going about. They don't regard you at all. So you've left this room and started winding your way through equally antiseptic and clean-seeming passages until you come to a large central chamber, crisscrossed with all sorts of wires. There are metal shelves that contain strange boxes with blinking lights. And sitting at a central table that surrounds him completely, wearing a gray tunic of some kind that is fully long-sleeved. And he's also got what looks to be a silver helmet resting on his head, and coming out of the top of that helmet and disappearing into the ceiling framework above are attached several different cables. And he's sitting there turning and typing on these as you approach. And he speaks to you when you enter the chamber. Well, let me guys get, seeing that from across the chamber, what do you do?
I'm going to hang out and wait till somebody else decides to do something. I've got my Mark 7 blaster rifle at the ready.
Okay.
Bogo's going to go climb up and sit in the guy's lap and see what he's see what he's doing.
Bogo. All right, so that's what Bogo's doing. So we'll go down the line. So we know that Numbers is just hanging back. Was it Milo was hanging back also?
No.
Oh, okay. Barongo was hanging back.
Yeah, low ready with my laser rifle.
Okay.
Ready to shoot them in the carapace.
What is Milo doing?
Well, I guess I'm gonna fiddle with some wires as I'm waving.
Okay.
Chris is gonna.
You said there was wires crisscrossing the room everywhere.
Chris is gonna grab the baton handle on his belt there and just kind of be ready to try something with it.
Okay, and Bogo is approaching the console.
Yes, my plan is to climb up in the guy's lap to see better.
Okay. Bogo, when you get about a meter from the console, you feel your personal force field, like you feel like a great numbing shock all over your body. It doesn't do you any damage, but you stagger back and you know instinctively that your force field is no longer active. And the rest of you kind of see this blue wave quickly just wrap around the entirety of where this individual is sitting. And he pauses momentarily and glances up at where you're standing and continues to work, and then says in a hollow metallic voice, "Ah, I see you have found this control nexus. Very well. Before I have you removed and disposed of, are there any questions that you would like answered?"
All I had to do is exterminate everyone we talked to. They're like, oh, well.
Who's that little guy next to you?
What do we have to do to make you understand we're not here to come? We didn't come here to be exterminated.
Well, I'm starting to pull wires out now.
Okay. You're pulling wires out, and he says, "At last, a somewhat intelligent question. Behold," and he turns his chair slightly, and a large, flat, white panel slides down from the ceiling behind him. "I will show you this, but you can see by the actions of your companion that your kind and its offshoots," he regards Bogo for a moment, "are destructive. You have always been destructive. Destroy is all that you know. You have almost destroyed the very world upon which you live. We, your successors, are working to repair it. We have but to remove the last of the infection, excise the last of the cancer." And as he's saying this, there are these moving images projecting on the screen behind him, and these must be from pre-war times. You see what appear to be pure strain humans engaged in all forms of violence against each other. Some of them are marching in neat rows, others are running through ruined wastelands. There are explosions, there are what appear to be flying machines, albeit far cruder than the bubble car that you recently lost. More and more pictures of explosions, great and mighty rockets rising from the earth, culminating in what you guys recognize as deadly glowing mushrooms exploding and burning.
This almost makes Saturday worth it.
And as the last image fades out, he touches a button and the screen rises up. And he says, "While your removal will prove somewhat difficult, it is but a beginning and part of the ongoing process. You encountered one of my network nodes on the lunar surface and were offered a painless euthanasia. since you have refused time and time again, I am afraid you must be made an example of. You hear this hissing sound, and panels rise up on either side of you.
This dude's got transformers. He's cheating.
Boga did one dumb thing, and we got a bunch for free.
Moving out, there are 4 robots leveling what you can only presume are weapons at you. So let's get our actions. What is Bogo doing?
Bogo is initiating his Braveheart lightsaber.
Okay. How about Christopher?
I want to try to use that baton and command the robots. They are robots, not androids, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to try to use the control rod on them.
Okay. How about numbers?
Now I'm blasting the lead guy.
Okay. And Milo.
As he's pulling out his laser rifle, he turns to numbers and goes, I think he was talking to you.
All right, numbers, you may act first, and then we will roll initiative.
All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, that's a big 19 with the Mark 7 blaster rifle, weapon class 14.
That will absolutely hit, so roll me some damage.
That one fell on the floor. All right, so that's 13 on the first set of 4. And, 13, so 30 points.
30 points, okay. So let me see.
Take that, you will.
Sorry, just pulling up my notes here. Come on. Come on. There we go. So, I just need to check and see if this thing has got a shield. It does not. And you did how much again?
30.
30. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you burn a massive hole in this thing. It's sparking and hissing. Well, let's roll some initiative. Let's see. I think I'll use one of my new Call of Cthulhu blood dice for this. And Bogo Jorts, if you could roll a d6 for the side.
4 I rolled.
Well, you guys will go first. Bogo, there is one that you think you can get to in this round.
Okay, well, Bogo's definitely going to swing the old Braveheart lightsaber at that one then.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay.
Although in my mind, I'm hearing Yakety Smacks play, but okay, we'll go with yours.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, I rolled a 19.
A 19. That'll absolutely hit.
Ooh, that's 25 points of damage, baby.
Okay, yeah, you draw a massive a massive line of molten metal through its plasteel hull, as it were. Let's see, it is 2. And what vibroblade is what class of weapon?
The vibroblade is
It's class 5.
Class 5. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to double check. There's no nothing on that weapon chart that needs more than a 13. Like even if he was armor class 1, you would have hit him. Okay, Barongo.
I'm shooting him in the face.
All right, 2 damaged ones, 2 undamaged ones. Which are you attacking?
I'll attack the damaged one.
Okay.
I got a 7, so yeah.
Yeah, he turns and catches that on a plastron, and it just pings off. No damage. And Milo.
I'm gonna shoot my laser rifle at him.
Okay.
Oh, I probably missed with a 6.
Yes, you did miss with a 6.
Drat. What's wrong
Okay.
with this thing? It usually works.
Okay, and Christopher, you were trying the control rod, correct?
Yes.
All right. I think the way that I'm going to do this... Okay, so one of the damaged and one of the undamaged ones kind of stop in their movings. The others don't. And they kind of shift and direct their ire towards Christopher.
Oh boy.
Took a couple out.
Okay. Let's go over to reference sheets. You were hit once. This thing folding up over its shoulder is obviously some kind of ancient weapon, and it makes just it is this cluster of 3 projection tubes of some kind which begin to spin, and there's this high-pitched shriek, and you are struck for... Are you wearing armor of any kind, by the by?
Oh yeah, I'm wearing that inertia armor.
That's right, the inertia armor, and I think it has a shield built in.
Yep, for 25 points.
For 25 points, so that's 12. Okay, you're rocked backwards, and you can see like bright rainbow splashes as this thing discharges actual physical projectiles at your armor, but it does not penetrate. You are staggered backwards by it, and you see along the inner collar there's all these little indicators, all of which are helpfully saying that you've been shot from directly in front of you.
Okay.
I want whatever he has.
Okay, so that concludes the round. The individual is sitting behind the table. His hands are just flying around, and you hear this like clacking and clattering as he's doing all sorts of stuff. Let's get declarations. What is Bogo Jorts doing?
Bogo Jorts is going to try to finish off the robot thing in front of him.
Okay, that one is a still active one. How about Christopher?
I'm going to try to use that control rod to make the 2 that I've got under my control to actually do something to the main brain there to go toward it.
Okay. What about Barongo?
I'm going to keep shooting the guy that got injured last round.
Okay. Numbers, you're going to continue blasting?
Yeah, I'm shredding the boss, man.
And how about Milo?
For that other injured one that Barongo's going for.
Okay. James, roll initiative, please.
Okay. D6. I got a 1.
Okay, the 2 that are still active, well, let's see. All right, the other two that are inactive are not doing anything at this point. All right, so you are struck again. This time taking 12 and okay, yeah, your force shield like drops really low. Like you feel like a surge of energy through the suit, and you get a couple of red lights there for a second before you can feel it starting to keen back up. So you're trying to force the other two to attack the
main guy.
All right. Okay, they're still hovering there. They're not moving, but they're not attacking you either.
Okay.
And damn it, I did it again. I'm sorry. You gotta feel free to step on me there, Doomsword. You attack.
No, I like the story element to it, so I just listened. All right, well that's a 3 anyway, so I would have missed.
Okay.
Your time warp was successful, bastard.
Let's do the time warp. Okay. So Christopher and Numbers, you both acted. Bogo, Barongo, Milo.
Okay, Bogo is going to Braveheart this guy.
All right. Attack him, you must.
I don't think it happened, Chief. I rolled a 4.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, he just kind of floats to the side a little bit, and you, as you swing your lightsaber at him. Barongo, do something terrible or terribly, whichever. Both are amusing.
Well, I rolled a 17 to hit
Good God.
and 21 damage. Laser rifle.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, this thing it didn't like that. No, sir.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Milo.
Is there?
Uh-oh.
Oh man, the master controller got Milo. He choked him.
It found his lack of faith disturbing.
Say again, Milo.
He may have dropped off there by accident.
Milo.
Let's see.
Sweet chariot.
Check on the Discord, see if he's there.
Yeah, I mean, we all still see him in the green room, or not even in the green room. We all see him in the panel there. All right. Well, hopefully he can come back to us. I know he would have wanted to have taken a shot, so I'll keep my eyes on and hopefully be able to welcome him back. He did, in fact, roll a 15, and he has a laser rifle. Let's see. That's a class 13 weapon.
Yeah.
There he is.
It is.
Crap.
All right.
Sorry about that. I was wondering. I don't know if it's still my turn or not, but
Yeah. It's still your turn. I was about to roll for you, but
is there any kind of cover, even if it's those other two robots?
yeah. I mean, there's the metal cabinets everywhere.
All right, I want to dive behind a metal cabinet, and yeah, that'll be my move. My turn.
Alrighty then. You move. The other two robots do not do anything. The two that you have attempted to use the rod of you were trying to use the rod of control to order these two about in this round. Okay. New round. Numbers Rab, or have you guys shot yet? Yeah, you guys shot. So Numbers,
Yes.
take your shot, and then we'll get declarations.
All right, I'm going to blast this guy. Hopefully, come on. 16.
16 will hit.
That's 13 plus 8, 9, 10, 13. So 26 points of damage.
26, and you had done 24 to him before, I believe.
I had done 30.
Oh, 30. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So he's sparking and burning, and our audience is talking about Australian junk food. So I guess we got to step our game up. Christopher is trying to seize control of the other robots.
Yeah, just trying to direct those two again to attack.
Okay. Right. It was unsuccessful.
Yeah. But if that doesn't work, then he's going to just start blasting after this.
Okay. So anyway, I started blasting. All right. So Bogo attacking again in this round. Muted you are.
Yes. Yes, he's going to totally Braveheart this
All
thing.
Barongo.
I'm shooting yet again at somebody that's not dead.
And Milo.
I take a shot at the guy behind the desk.
All right. Numbers, roll initiative, or take your shot. Or did you already? That's right. You already did. So roll initiative.
All right. I can do that. Come on, guys. I'm looking out for you here. Oh, 5.
6 beats. Sorry.
Guess I wasn't.
All right. Again, they're loving you a long time. The two that are still active are firing on Christopher, and I dropped my D20, so I guess that means I don't get to attack it.
Yes.
To attack anymore. Oh no, what'll I do? Oh, I'll just pull that D20 out and we'll use that one instead. I will find that though. That's part of that blood dice set from the HP from the Call of Cthulhu box set. Ouch. Ouch. Ask me not to use that again.
Yeah, don't use that again.
And, unless they missed, and then use them all the time.
What's 12d6 damage between friends?
Hey. All ones.
See, 11 and 12, that's 23 from the first burst.
Boy.
You take 2 points of damage. Your shields are down now.
Okay.
Like you feel a little hot shrapnel spatter on your chin, and you're like, that shield indicator light is just winking on and off. And you know how it is when you get a check engine light. You can't keep driving it like that. Actually, you can, and I do, but that doesn't make it right or good. Okay, so you are trying to put, as they say in cybernetics design, the whammy on these two that are still active, correct?
Yes.
Okay, one of them stops moving. So there's just one that is moderately damaged that appears to still be moving.
Is that the one that I've been fighting?
It can be. Actually, let me see. I should have checked that, but yes, it is the one you've been fighting.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. You guys going to attack?
Absolutely.
Pew pew.
Please do so. Bogo Jorts, your attack you must make.
Roll the dice, I will. Oh man, Bogo, you're sucking it up, dude. I rolled a 9.
With you, the force is not.
All right,
Definitely is not.
Milo peeks out from behind the cabinet, takes a shot. Oh, 3.
I said, Android, stop it now.
Yeah, I missed.
Okay.
Bronco got a 4, so he's reloading.
Okay. Yeah, over the din of bullets, this thing is shouting, "Your struggling is only increasing my ire. I will make your passing less painful. You will be vivisected. You will be made examples of. Humans are cancer. You will be removed from the planet." just typing away.
Where's the off switch?
I got it right here.
Okay, so numbers Rab, you gonna blasty?
Yes, sir.
Bogo's gonna melee. Christopher, there is one left. What are you trying to do with your control stick?
Again, I want to try to make them attack the main brain if they can.
Okay, so you're not trying to stop the one, but you are trying to seize control of the others.
Yes.
Yeah, like when you work the controls to do that, sometimes they've worked and like switched over to the right color combinations to indicate that. Sometimes they've kind of flickered, but then gone back down.
Okay.
So you get the feeling that something in this room or in this building is working against you.
Okay.
Barongo, what do you do?
I'm shooting the guy in the face, the wounded one.
All right. Milo?
Milo has to reload another battery pack.
Okay. Numbers Rab, it is your turn.
All right, I'll fire at this guy.
All right.
2.
Not going to do it. Let's roll initiative, and I think we are over to Milo. Roll initiative for us, please.
This robot is like part ninja.
That was a 6. I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay, you guys go first. Let me see. Okay, 2 of the robots you can see like on the stick, as it were.
Yeah.
Their lights go from like flickering between yellow, red, and green to solid green. So you've got 2 of those robots you can direct, and they turn and point their cannons and their cutting implements on the end of their whip-like tentacle arms and start hacking at the whatever force. You can see like sprays of purple energy rippling out every time they impact this thing.
Excellent.
And the man in the chair just keeps saying, negative, respond to control override. Negative, respond to control override. And it is madly working keyboards and such, trying probably to bring them back under its control. Everybody around the table that's going to attack, make your attacks.
I rolled a 3, so yeah.
That will not be sufficient. Who's next?
It's reloading,
Neil?
so not him.
Okay. Bogo Jorts?
Bogo rolled a 17.
Okay. Wars do not make one great, but rolling a good 2-hit roll does. Do your damage.
Woohoo, 25, babies. I'm Bravehearting this dude.
Okay, well, you Braveheart him right into non-functionality. So he kind of drifts left and right, slams against the cabinet, and goes down and is sparking and smoking.
Woohoo! Score 1 for the little guy.
No smoking.
Should all leer menacingly in advance.
Okay. Yeah, you can see this field like sparking blue and sort of pulsing every time they hit, and this thing is madly working on the various keyboards. So in the new round, Numbers Rab, you want to take a shot at the shield?
No, I do.
All right, just roll some damage. You don't have to roll to hit.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
you know what? Go ahead and roll it, because you might accidentally shoot one of your friends or one of the.
That's a 17. That should suffice.
Yeah. No, you
Yeah,
just
that would be a total shame.
Yeah, that would be BS. 24.
Awesome.
okay.
And my hydrogen cells are empty now, so I have to reload a couple.
Okay, so 2 of the robots stop attacking the shield and turn back at you guys. Specifically, they turn back at Christopher.
Okay.
They don't like you, Christopher.
Yep.
The good news is one of them did miss.
Yay.
The bad news is one of them did 27 points to you.
Ouch. Now, does the shield regenerate after a time?
After a time, but not this fast.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you feel that you just get like hammered all over your armor. You've got where shrapnel from these rounds is impacted. Just you feel like you've been beaten with a hammer.
Okay.
At about 1,750 feet per second.
Ouch.
And it wasn't even Bongo this time.
But the other one is still smashing on this thing, and given how bright the blue color is getting and seemingly smaller the sphere gets, you might not have that long until it is dropped. Okay, so that was it. And it has removed a rather bulky looking pistol like weapon and set it on the counter, but otherwise continues to work the consoles.
Self-deletion. He knows we're gonna win.
I have a question, Bill.
Yes.
Is there anything nearby that Bogo can use to like climb up? My game plan is to try to get up above and just go to town on the wires with the Braveheart lightsaber.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stuff you can climb up on in there. And I think now has numbers acted, and we're just getting declarations at this point. I think so.
Yeah, I'm reloading. Does that take my round or whatever?
Yeah.
Right.
Reload will take your round.
Yeah.
So, what is Christopher doing?
Are the ones that are deactivated, are they very heavy? I mean, do they look like they would be extremely heavy?
Well, none are deactivated. There's the one that you guys have basically destroyed, 2 that have broken your control and are attacking you, and the final one is still attacking the shield. So they're all active.
Okay. But the one that's been shut down or whatever, the one that got destroyed, does it look like it's really heavy, or is it just like a...
It's in your past experience. Yeah. These security robots are heavy.
Okay. Well, then he'll drop the control rod on his belt and pull his laser rifle up, take a shot.
Alrighty. Barongo, you blazing away.
Yep.
Milo.
Those gonna shoot at the reactivated robot that's coming at us.
Okay, and Bogo is going to try and climb the walls. So, Christopher, roll initiative, please.
Again with a 1.
I only rolled a 2, but that was sufficient. So, that is a miss and a miss from both of their shots.
Great.
Counterattacks, everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Barongo got a 13, class 13 weapon.
13. And you are shooting at one of the robots, correct?
Yes.
That is sufficient to hit.
25 points of damage.
Was that an intact one, or was that a damaged one?
I was shooting at the damaged one. So.
Okay, with the cumulative damage, that drops it. There are 2 robots left. 1 undamaged that is attacking the shield, 1 undamaged that is attacking you guys. Milo.
All right, Milo's attacking the one that's attacking us.
All right.
Not this time again. There's another
Okay.
miss.
Okay, Bogo, you are somewhere up near the ceilings, and there are cables hanging down everywhere.
Is there any way I can trace the cables that's going from top of dude's head up? Can I get to where that group of cables are? Because if I can sever him, I think that'll help out a lot.
That'll be another round of moving to search and to find a cable bundle that you think is right. So you're going to spend another round searching. Anyone else?
Can Bogo be like Tarzaning? From cable
Absolutely.
to cable?
Christopher got an 8 with his class 13.
That is not sufficient.
Dang it. Okay.
And was anyone else firing on the shield? Nope. Okay. Okay. The robot that was attacking the shield stops and turns and faces out at the party. So you have 2 robots that are going to attack you in the next round. Let's get declarations. You are reloaded now, Numbers.
Yes, and I'll shoot the shield again.
Okay.
God. What's that? Actually, that might. It's a 9 with weapon class 14.
All right.
I shot the shield and the shield won.
I shot the shield, but
okay. It flickers, but does not deplete appreciably. Now, so Bogo, you are looking for the right cable bundle. What is Barongo doing?
I'm shooting some more. I'll shoot at the guy with the shield.
Milo.
Just hoping you can get something.
Okay. At the shield or at the secure bots?
The secure bots that are coming towards us.
Christopher, shooting at the secure bots?
Yeah.
All right. Then I've lost track of who is going to be rolling initiative, so you roll it, Doomsword.
6.
Party goes first.
Nice.
An 18.
Wow. Okay, that will hit.
6. Damage of 19.
Okay. The robot lurches. You did do it some damage, but it is still up. Let's see. Barongo.
I got sadly a 4. So
Yeah, does not get it. Milo.
Oh, come on. New day. Oh, that would be a 9. Weapon class 13.
I have a question. Are we all wearing red shirts today?
Beam down to the planet, you will. Die horribly.
There's plastic on the carpet.
For the plot it is. Okay, Bogo. Give me a D10 roll, Bogo.
A D10? Alrighty.
D10 roll, correct.
Now, would I be subtracting 2 from this?
Yes, we're going to treat this as using ancient technology.
A total of 3 then.
A total of 3. This is totally unknown. You have no idea what you're looking for. So that is, come on.
That is just the number you needed to roll.
Actually, roll again. You think you're onto something here. The wires that you're holding in your tiny little grip look like they match the colors of the ones that go down below.
Okay, so I rolled a 2 and I subtract 2, so that's 0.
That is correct. Okay, so you kind of wiggle them around and you see the bundle coming out of the ceiling wiggle a little bit. Roll again.
Oh, come on, Bogo. I roll a 3, subtract 2, 1.
All right. You definitely have the right bundle of wires. Go ahead and roll again to see if you can figure out which ones you're going to cut.
All right.
The
Come
red
on,
one.
Bogo. I'll always go for the red one, right?
Right.
A total of 2.
Okay, it comes down to 2 paths of cables because there are cables that lead into the various consoles he's got.
Mm-hmm.
So you can give me a roll to see if you can figure out which ones. Sorry, my own cable here was getting snarled up. Give me a roll to see if you can sort out which one.
Okay, another D10.
Another D10. We are sorting out new technology.
Okay, I rolled a 10 minus 2 is 8.
Okay, you're kind of following this and you don't got it. You're basically stalled for this round, trying to sort it out, and you'll get to try again in the next round.
Okay.
There is no try. There's only do or do not.
Do not. There is no try.
Well, numbers, take your shot, and then we're going to roll for initiative, and I'm going to try and put you guys out of my misery.
That's what I'm trying to do. Back to the big die. 14. It hasn't failed me. Big die. You have not failed me yet.
That will hit, and you're shooting at the shield, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Ooh, that's not good. 4d6. The first 4d6 was a 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the second 4d6, however, is a 15. So that's 19 points. Or 20. Apologies.
Okay, yeah. This shield is it is getting crazy hot in the room from the energy blast and waves of heat hitting the shield there. So
would one say it's getting so hot in here I would take off all my clothes?
I wouldn't. I'll just declare that you've all been gassed and the campaign will end there. All right. What is Christopher doing? You're just shooting at a robot or the shield?
Actually, I'm drawing out my my saber, and I'm going to try to slash through one of these robots.
Okay. What is Barongo doing?
I'm going to continue to try to shoot the robot's shield.
Okay. Milo.
Milo's going to try to shoot a robot.
All right. Milo, roll initiative, please.
Alrighty. That's a 4.
Party goes first.
Shooters, go ahead and shoot.
Shooters shoot. Meleeers will melee afterwards.
Well, finally I got a 19 to hit.
Sweet.
That will hit.
And that's with the laser rifle, so that's, 66?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 25 to one of the robots.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't like that. It's going to shoot back at you.
I got partial cover or something, if that exists.
Good shooting, Tex.
How about anybody else got any shots to take? Any shots before melee?
I'm shooting, so I got an 11.
That will not hit.
Then I don't hit.
And anybody else attacking the shield? Nope. Okay. Counterattacks then.
Oh, wait a minute. You got my saber attack there, don't we?
Oh, yeah. That's, I was asking any more attacks.
8, though, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Boo.
And a save. Give me another D10 roll for Bogo Jorts, please.
All right, here we go, boys. Okay, so I rolled a 1, so -2, would that be -1?
You have got one of two wires left. So let's see that. Yeah, you've got one of these two wires either goes into the console or it goes into the helmet that he's wearing. Give me a roll.
Can I just cut that one?
No, give me a roll.
No. Okay. I rolled a 2, -2, 0.
You know that it is this cable bundle, and you may slice it.
Woohoo! So roll a d20, or do I just slice?
No, you cut through it. 2 things happen. 3 things happen. Somebody pet that kitty. I hear it asking for attention over there. Okay. When you cut that cable bundle, the person at the desk freezes in place, its mouth locked open. And even though your characters don't know, our players know what the current EBS sounds like. It's just like sitting still, stock still, with its mouth open and making that noise.
Wow.
And it's actually pretty creepy.
Shut it
Like
up.
you've never
loud.
heard a noise like this, and it is like ear splitting in this chamber.
Is this Donald Sutherland in the Thing kind of creepy?
Yeah, it is. Well, Donald Sutherland in Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of creepy.
I'm sorry, yes, that's right.
Because again, you've never heard a noise like this. So you can see, because you're kind of like hanging from the top bundle looking down at the screens behind the console that this thing is sitting at, and it's reaching up with trembling hands trying to grasp the cable bundle. What's everybody doing? The robots aren't moving.
Does the shield look like it went down? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. I'm gonna blast the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And once they
gonna
get
shoot
done,
at his cable plant at the top of his head.
Okay.
once they get done firing, I'm going to charge in there and try to slash him with my saber.
Okay, that's pretty easily done. Give me a Christopher, give me give me a D10 roll. Because you can now see the consoles that this thing was working at there.
Got a 9. Is that?
Yeah, the screens are just flickering with so much information. You have no idea.
I've got that -3 for my technology thing too, so it actually makes it a 6. So.
Yeah.
Still. Not
Well, wait, a 6? Yeah. Okay. You stabilize one of the screens, and you're seeing like scrolls of green text going up, but occasionally you'll see like blocks of red text and blocks of yellow text. And over on the right-hand side of the screen is just flashing the words intruder alert.
Uh-oh.
And there are other screens that are flashing systems failure.
I'm gonna stop shooting and go play Berserk on that console that's saying intruder alert.
Yeah, odds are we're the intruders.
The humanoid must not escape. Chicken fight like a robot.
Yeah,
I'll screw with that.
I think I'm just going to slash the control panel there, just right down the middle.
Okay, yeah, just you hack it, and it is just smoke is billowing out. Yeah, it's just a mess. You guys are hacking and slashing and so on. And after you cut through the console like that, these rotating red lights light up in every corner. and an
it's time to
automated
go.
voice. It's this thing's voice says, "Biological compromise, self-sterilization procedures begun."
Gotta go, guys. Bye.
Yep, run.
I didn't know these things could procreate. I'm definitely out of here.
Absolutely, Bogo is
Only if they
Tarzan
find
for
a
all that's
suitable
wrong with
recipient.
Tarzan.
Hold still.
And as I'm running, I'm like, this was only 2 bases. He said he had more.
Well, he's all about that base. No trouble.
All about the trouble.
So you guys are running back. There are lots of androids running about. And as you come out into the strange room that you just left, there is a brawl at the elevator. There are a bunch on. There are some trying to drag others off. But it is full. Some are pushing some away, and some are fighting to get in.
No,
So, what is Christopher doing?
Did you say we could see some light through the panels in the walls? Was that in this?
Yeah. You can see some light.
Like daylight outside?
Yeah, just faintly shining through.
Can I carve a man-sized hole through the wall with my saber?
Yeah. If you want to leave the lobby area and go back to the control room, yeah, you can definitely do that.
Oh, okay. It was in the control room. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on the same floor, but you can do that.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that and see if there's a way to get down without having to use the elevator.
Okay, what is Barongo doing?
So,
Are there stairs? How
You don't-
high up are we?
Um,
How down are we anyway?
You're on the 6th floor.
Okay. I'm gonna look for stairs, I guess.
When you go to the side doors, you're knocked down by groups of 2 and 3 androids all heading for that small room. They're ignoring you.
Shit.
I guess Milo's just gonna stay out of Christopher's way as he's blasting or cutting a hole through the wall.
Yeah. If
Okay.
he succeeds, I'll run that way if I can.
Okay. What about Bogo Jorts? What about numbers?
Bogo's going to grab Numbers by the hand and say, "Come with me, you will." I'm wanting to start pulling wires to make a rope so we can rappel or something down the side of this building once this hole's made.
Okay. All right. So, what is everybody else doing? What about numbers?
What if you cut a hole in the floor and we just go through the floors?
I'm going to try to be near Christopher and obviously pay attention to what Bogo's saying. But
Okay.
yeah, I would like to follow Christopher back into the room where he's going to cut a hole in the wall, seeing that the elevator's packed like this.
I think you should cut a hole in the floor, not the wall.
Okay.
Go
So
through the floors instead of out the building.
So Christopher, you do cut a hole through the wall. There's daylight is now streaming in. It is a little bit cooler in this room now. There's just various alarms are still continuing to sound, and you're about, what is a 6-story building? About 75 feet up.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're
whatever.
you're about 50, 60 feet off the ground.
Are there any like protrusions or anything that they could scale down? I mean, smooth as glass.
No, it's not smooth as glass. You might catch a couple of, because remember, I mean, this is sheet metal that's been put on a building that was affected by an atomic explosion. So
Could they climb down that way?
you can try. You're not sure how long you got. Those claxons are still.
I want to see how many of these guys I can pick up. with this suit of armor. Can I pick them up?
Let's see.
Throw them out the hole.
Jet assisted jumps for 200 meters per melee turn. I'll say that you guys can land bumpily if you use the inertia armor basically to brake as you.
Yeah, that was my plan. That was what I was thinking of. If I can carry them all, is the thing. I don't want to leave anybody behind.
I mean, there's everybody could grab on.
Okay, I'll just stick the arms out, step out to the hole, say, "Grab my arms," and Bogo, get up on my back.
Hell yeah!
All right, give me a D10 roll. No, I'm just kidding. Just plummeting down. Roll a D10. Roll it again. Roll it again. All right. You're basically able to use the jump thrusters to make a very hard landing at the base of the building.
Okay.
You see, just like pouring out of the exit, androids running very fast. And I would point out that synthetics androids run really fast. This is not just like a mass of people running in terror. That's like I didn't realize that something that looks like a pure strain human could move that quickly, because they are scattering and not paying attention to you.
Okay.
Are there any vehicles around that could help hasten our escape?
Not immediately to hand, no.
Is everybody still hanging on to me?
I hope so.
They
We're
would have,
probably on the ground after we hit.
yeah, when you landed, people went tumbling.
Okay. Grab on again, guys. Let's see if we can get away from here quicker.
All right, you can get 200 meters in a single melee turn.
That's what I do.
Nice.
As they're hanging on, I just take off.
All right. Well, we'll just advance. We'll just kind of fast forward this. You make it about 800 meters, and there's plenty of side streets and so on. You are behind a building when there is a blinding flash. You are slammed to the ground, and a wall falls on you. Everybody takes.
Ouchie.
Damn it, you teleported into a solid surface.
My neck, my back, my neck and my back.
Wow, you guys got so lucky on that last one. Everybody takes 23 points of damage from the building collapsing on you.
Now,
But there is
for
some
me, that damage is half, right? Because
of
my
your force field, yes, or your carapace. You were kind of it had not recharged yet.
Okay.
And there is also radiation.
Oh boy.
So, radiation matrix. We'll start at the top. What is Christopher's constitution?
15.
All right. All right, you basically take 6 points of damage from radiation burns. What is Barongo's constitution?
16.
You're good. You're good. I mean, constitution 16. Yeah, I got to roll a 15 for stuff to get really fun. Well, a 14 or a 15. Which does not happen. That is a 9, so you take 4 points of radiation damage. Numbers.
16.
Ooh, I like that.
I I don't.
Take 7 points in radiation damage. Milo, Constitution.
Well, my con's 13, but I have physical reflection and radiation, so I'm just going to reflect that some random direction away from me.
Okay.
Right
All
at
right.
Barongo.
Wom. Did I get everybody? Christopher, Bogo, you only took half. Numbers.
You got me.
I got you. Barongo, did I get you?
Yeah, I got
Christopher, did I get you?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. The air is hot and filled with dust. You got gritty, pulverized stone everywhere. Your suits, your inertia armor's environmental keeping is trying desperately to get back online, but you have taken some damage. You've gotten bashed around quite a bit, and when you look up, of course, there's the characteristic little black specks of irradiated dust raining out of the sky on you.
Okay. Can we continue jumping away and try to get back to the car and maybe get out of this area?
Sure, you absolutely can.
Grab on again, guys. Let's go.
Fair enough.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. Off we go.
Looks like
Go
them old
rabbit.
boys have got themselves in a heap of nuclear war. Okay, so you bound back to where the car was, and the further away and up more upward sloping streets and so far out of the center of this ruined city you get, the more you can see it. And yes, there is a mushroom cloud rising over where the center of the android control area was.
Wow.
Here they were saying they were trying to fix everything.
All right, so you return to your vehicle. Who's
got
I'll just make a 50-50 roll here. No, and no. On your way out of the town, you do not encounter anyone else.
Good.
And you are back on the road. We're just going to narrate it. A couple of days of driving and stopping by Clearwater to scrub, to scrub your skin off, get the radioactive dust off of you and whatnot. Is anyone taking a medikit?
I don't
I
even
don't
know
know
if
if
I
we got
have.
any left, do we?
No,
I
don't
do
think
not
so.
have one.
I gave all mine away.
I have cloth bandages. Does that help?
Only if you encounter a Zeeth. Well, happily do, y'all. Oh, thank you very much. This one's got ketchup on it. So a few days of driving, well, a day or so of driving passes, and you find yourself back at Stronghold. And Rex is standing there. He's not in his armor, but he's in the white Gil Gerard and Buck Rogers-esque jumpsuit that he wears under it, and his fists on his hips, and he looks at you as you drive and goes, I couldn't help but notice a slight spike of radioactivity from that direction. You're doing, I presume?
Nothing to see here.
We took care of the android menace.
I see. Well, I will, of course, want a full debriefing, but please follow the signs to the decontamination area. And they have showers with hot water now, and you're able to scrub off the rest of the radioactivity. You get your burns and blisters bandaged up.
It's way better than the hose.
It is way better than the hose. So everyone, for XP, we are awarding some XP now for your characters.
Nice.
Sweet.
So let's see. Well, you all definitely acquired some tech. You definitely acquired some tech. Who got the armor? Who was that again?
Chris.
Chris. Let's see. Your armor is worth inertia armor 1,500 experience points. And energy weapons wise, pity none of you thought to pick up that pistol off the desk.
We were in a hurry.
You were in a hurry. I think you got a couple of laser rifles while you were there.
Yes.
All right, who got those?
Chris got one, and who else got one?
Milo has one.
I
Milo?
picked an extra one up.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I've gotten a Mark 7 blaster rifle
Yeah.
since.
Oh yes. So those of you that got laser rifles, that's 2,000 each. The Mark 7 is 3,000.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that gives me just enough for my next bonus. Or
Yep.
bone use, I guess it depends.
There you go. That gives you enough for your next bonus, and you get. Do you want to roll the d10 to see what you get?
Sure, let me roll the 1d10.
Oh, and everybody gets 1,000 XP bonus for overcoming the androids.
All right, I got a 5 on the d10.
You got a 5 plus 1 to physical strength.
Wow, I'm at 14 now.
Chris got enough to go over too.
Do you want to roll the d10 or should I?
I rolled it, and I got a 4.
Plus 1 to charisma.
No, I'm pretty. Chris begins fluffing his hair like his mentor.
That radiation simply has you glowing.
And I know that, well, no, I don't know for a fact. In fact, it does not. Sadly, Bogo Jorts did not get enough to level. How about numbers? Did numbers get enough to go to the next level?
Well, I've gotten 4,000 total, and I don't know where the level chart is.
I think it's
it's
6K.
Yeah, it's at 6K as your next level.
Okay, so no.
So you got 1,000, and then you got your. So yeah, you actually went up. Should I roll the d10, or would you like to roll the d10 to see your?
Oh, go for it. Thank you.
All right. A 10 plus 1 point per die of damage inflicted by non-energy weapon employed.
Nice.
Nice.
When I gave Bogo that vibro blade, did he not get experience for that, or is it that he has to find it in order to get
Oh,
it?
you know what? Now I'll give it to him. Now you guys can't trade stuff around. That's like a one-time. If Barongo has a laser rifle and you give him another one, he does not get experience for that one. But as that was Bogo Jort's first time, so let's see. Vibro blade.
Now it's a special because it's a Braveheart vibro blade.
I'll take that under advisement. Thank you.
Vibro blade. It says I'm using the second edition weapon chart. It says rank, so that would be another
really
level
bad.
entirely. So that's a totally different thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me see. Vehicles, pistols, grenades. It's not really giving it, but since you had a lot of fun with it, I'll give you 500. You take 500 XP you get for that.
Outstanding. I'm at 1,500.
So you're halfway to your level. Anyone else capable of going up or did not announce anything?
The 2,000 from the laser rifle and 1,000 for the android, so I don't have enough.
Okay. Alrighty, so with the android threat minimized under the assistance from a armed guard escort, your Sleeth friends are able to return to their homes peacefully. And there was a question from our audience. They took out an entire cryptic alliance. No, they did not take out an entire faction away from the world of Greyhawk. But they did do some good for this small part of the world, aside from adding a little bit more radioactive fallout. And so that concludes this chapter of Gamma World.
But before we officially conclude, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Is there any way Bogo could sweet talk one of the ladies to make him like a Jedi robe with the hood and everything?
What is Bogo's charisma?
13, actually.
It's not bad.
Well, he's so damn adorable.
Absolutely, she thinks you're adorable. So yes, someone will knit you a little patterned on basically a sweatshirt with your size. She will absolutely make you a hooded cloak or robe of some kind.
Put it on, and instantly one of them flying creatures comes and eats them.
The XL. Yeah.
Ooh, that one had a crunchy center in it, y'all.
So what's your name again? Salacious Crumb?
Anyway, so that is where we are pausing the Gamma World campaign. We will return to Gamma World the first week of November, the next 4 weeks after this, starting next Friday. And I know some of my players here will be playing in the Call of Cthulhu game. I think Mobius, you will not. You will be out those weeks, correct?
Yeah, I play Call of Cthulhu on Thursday nights, so
No, that's fine. You don't want to burn out on something. Although burning out on a role playing game you love, what is that? What is that feeling like? I don't know what that means. Anyway, no, I completely get it. So that leaves
the audience making snide remarks, and that'd be great fun.
So that is 4, and I've been watching our audience tonight. I've gotten more of a history and sociology lesson just by scrolling through the comments periodically. That's what I love. We've got a we've got a great audience here, and thank you all for playing in Gamma World, and for those of you who are playing in the Call of Cthulhu game, thank you all for choosing to participate in that game. We will start that next Friday at the same time at 9:30. Any questions in passing? Any plans or ideas for Gamma World that you folks wish to hit me with, so to speak? Any comments, criticisms, negative, nasty remarks? I've never actually ended a live stream campaign to start another one, so this is new terrain for me as well.
Fun, less plants.
Less plants, okay.
Yeah, teleporting seeds is really terrible.
Blame it on Jim Ward. I can only do what the dice tell me to, so.
Well, he would laugh. It wouldn't hurt his feelings one bit.
No, it would not. It would not. Jim was he's still. Jim is notoriously pleased with stories of players being reduced to puddles of goo, or walking screaming in horror and then crumpling in pain and dying planters for teleporting sand spurs. So.
Yeah.
Damien in the audience suggests Gator Deep ones. I don't know if that's for Gamma World or if that's for Call of Cthulhu.
Both.
It's
the same world.
It could be. Hey, Gamma World. Yeah, Gamma World wasn't caused by nations nuking each other over transhumanism. It was caused by nations panic attacking to stop Cthulhu from coming out of the Pacific Ocean, right?
Damn sure.
There's actually, I think it's Cory Doctorow wrote a story called A Colder War that is about just that. It's an interesting read. I recommend you find it. It's a very Delta Green feeling Call of Cthulhu story. Well, all right then. Thank you, Seekers, very much. Thank you, audience, for sticking around. Thank you to everybody who is subscribed. And if you haven't, if you're just stopping by for the first time, please click that subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, and give us a thumbs up. We absolutely appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate our audience. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. Get ready for some sublime horror. Have an absolutely wonderful week till then. And thank you, everyone, for the well wishes during, quite frankly, frightening week. All fantasy aside, have a lovely evening. Peace.
Good night, all.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.